This is the Butler County, Kansas first appearance docket of December 22, 2023. I'm David A. Ricke, District Judge. First case on this afternoon's docket is State of Kansas versus Rochelle May Brewer. Case number 2023 CR 498. I trust the individual at the jail Zoom location is Rochelle Brewer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Evan Canfield appears for the county attorney's office on this date. Ms. Brewer, do you have a copy of your charging document before you?
No, I do not.
Count 1 alleges possession of methamphetamine, a level 5 drug felony. Count 2, possession of marijuana after 2 or more priors, a level 5 drug felony. Count 3, possession of paraphernalia for use, a Class B misdemeanor. Count 4, criminal use of weapons, a Class A non-person misdemeanor. Felonies are involved. You will not be asked to plead. Rather, a preliminary hearing scheduling will be made before your assigned judge, which is the Honorable Chad M. Crum. Judge Crum's next docket for that purpose would be February the 12th, 2024, 2:30 p.m. You must plan to fully participate personally in Judge Crum's court at that time. February 12th, 2:30 p.m. Ms. Brewer, do you have the financial resources to hire your own lawyer?
One do not.
Are you working currently?
No, I am not, sir.
Court will appoint James Watts to represent this defendant. Recommendation regarding bond here.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant does have an extensive criminal history, so the state is requesting $5,000 cash surety, as well as no drugs or alcohol.
Ms. Brewer, anything you want to say?
I just would like them to please have it low enough that I can get bonded out. Please, Your Honor.
Well, given that this is a felony, 2-count felony case, and apparently an extensive criminal history involved, the court believes that the recommendation made by the prosecutor is appropriate and will adopt it. Currently, the bond is set at $5,000. Cash or a professional surety required. Ms. Brewer, if you make that bond, you need to make sure that you personally appear as scheduled for all court dates and no drugs or alcohol ingestion as a condition of bond.
Yes, sir.
Anything else we need to address here, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Brewer?
No, sir.
The Brewer matter is in recess at this time. Jesse Robert Gibson.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is State of Kansas versus Jesse Robert Gibson. Case number 2021 CR 251. Again, Mr. Canfield appears on behalf of the state. Jesse Gibson from the jail Zoom location. This appears to be a post-judgment matter. A warrant to show cause in the file would indicate Mr. Gibson failed to contact his ISO. Apparently, the defendant's then current whereabouts were unknown. Apparently, this has been pending for quite a while. Further hearing will need to be set in regards to the allegation involved here. And this is Judge Crum's case. His next docket for that purpose would be February 16, 2024, 2:30 p.m. Gibson, you must fully participate in Judge Crum's hearing at that time, 2:30 p.m. on February the 16th on the warrant to show cause docket.
Sir.
Do you have the resources to hire your own lawyer, Mr. Gibson?
I do not.
Who was your attorney before?
I can't. It's been a while. I can't remember.
Okay.
Your Honor, my notes show that Mr. Favre was appointed.
Okay,
That's
well,
what-
I'll appoint Mr. Watts, and he may again assign Mr. Favre to the case. But the Watts Law Office is at least initially appointed to represent Mr. Gibson. Judge Crum established a $10,000 cash or surety bond in the matter. Court will maintain Mr. Gibson under that requirement pending further proceedings in the case. Mr. Gibson, if you do make that bond, then you need to make sure that you report very soon after that, within one business day, to your supervising probation officer. Do you know who that is, Mr. Gibson?
I don't, because I'm out of Wichita.
Okay, well, at least initially, report to Ed Ketley at Community Corrections here in Butler County. Then he'll make whatever referral he needs to.
Okay.
So 10,000 cash or professional surety bond. Court date before Judge Crum. February 16 at 2:30. James Watts, at least initially appointed. Perhaps Favre will eventually be assigned the case. Anything else we need to address here, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gibson?
No, sir. Thank you.
The Gibson matters in recess. Right, another individual seated at the jail Zoom location. Who might that be?
Charles Wilson.
All right, I will take up State of Kansas versus Chaz Allen Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Case number 2023 CR 499. Evan Canfield appears for the state. Mr. Gibson from the jail Zoom location. Do you have a copy of your charging document before you, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, sir.
You will see in count one a charge of aggravated battery, a level 7 person felony. Count two, aggravated assault, a level 7 person felony. Count three, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, a level 4 drug felony. Count four, disorderly conduct, a class C misdemeanor. Count five, no valid driver's license, a class B misdemeanor. And count six, no proof of insurance, a class B misdemeanor.
Yes, sir.
Felonies are involved. You will not be asked to plead at this time. Rather, a preliminary hearing will be established before your assigned judge, the Honorable Chad Crum. Judge Crum's next docket for that purpose would be February 12, 2024, 2:30 p.m. You must fully participate in Judge Crum's proceeding at that time. February 12, 2:30 p.m. is your next court date, Mr. Wilson. Do
Thank
you
you,
have
sir.
the financial resources to hire your own lawyer?
No, sir.
Why is that?
Because I just turned 18 and I don't have that kind of money.
Right. The court will appoint James Watts to represent Mr. Wilson. Recommendation regarding a bond here, Mr. Canfield.
State is requesting a $7,500 cash surety, and due to the nature of the charges, added conditions of no weapons, no drugs or alcohol, no driving, and no contact with the alleged victim, Trenton Kilpatrick.
Thank you.
All right. Court will adopt each of those recommendations as conditions of bond. If you do make bond, Mr. Wilson, you're to have no weapons of any kind in your possession. You're not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You're to do no driving unless you're legal in all material respects to do so, which it doesn't appear that you will be. And you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in this case.
Yes, sir.
Any questions about that, Mr. Wilson?
No, sir.
All right. Anything further we need to address on Mr. Wilson at this time, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. Then the Chaz Allen Wilson matter will currently be in recess. We'll move on to another matter.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I have what appears to be James Gale on this meeting. All right,
Yes, sir, I'm here.
all right, Mr. Gale, you ready to go? You're not in the middle of anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, and we'll take up your case after all then. This is State of Kansas versus James Gale, case number 2023 CR 381. James Gale appears on his own Zoom. Devin Canfield appears for the Butler County Attorney's Office. Mr. Gale, have you been provided at this point a copy of your charges?
Yes, sir.
Appears to be a sole count. Possession of paraphernalia for use, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. This is
Yes.
punishable by up to 6 months in the county jail and up to a $1,000 fine or both. What
Yes, sir.
plea were you intending to enter today?
Guilty. No contest.
All right, either guilty or no contest, you accept conviction for this. Are you sure you don't want to talk to an attorney and get some advice before you enter a plea like that?
I should probably do that. Yes, sir.
Well, I would agree. The court will enter a plea of not guilty for Mr. Gale at this time, and we'll set a future court date. Now, Mr. Gale, the court date I'm going to give you is a little bit far out there, so you need to make sure you get this date and time recorded on all your
Yes.
scheduling calendars. It will be March the 18th. Now, before
Yes.
I set the time for your appearance, do you have the financial resources to hire your own lawyer?
No, sir.
Are you working currently?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, I will appoint Darren Patterson to represent you,
Thank you.
and your court time will be 8:00 a.m. Yes, that's 8:00 in the morning, Mr. Gale. That is a Zoom
Monday
docket.
at 8 o'clock.
Zoom docket, similar to today. You'll need to make sure that you're on the meeting for Judge Webster's court, 8:00 a.m. on March the 18th of 2024. If you have any
Yes,
questions
sir.
about how the Zoom docket works, you can talk to Mr. Patterson about it, and I'm sure that he can answer your questions. Mr.
Yes,
Gale,
sir.
he is an El Dorado-based attorney, so you should be able to contact him easily.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Gale was brought in on a summons. Where are you at right now, Mr. Gale?
I'm at home.
Okay. Well, you're going to need to get booked and processed on this, I think. So I may have you put in with court security too, and they'll give you directions about what you need to do for booking and processing. What are you recommending here regarding bond, Mr. Canfield?
State is requesting a $500 OR bond as well as no drug.
All right, Mr. Gale, we're going to give you an OR bond here, which means you can sign out on your own recognizance, your own promise to appear or pay. $500 OR bond, but you will have to go through the normal booking and processing on that bond. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes,
And you
sir.
need to take care of that right away.
Yes, sir.
But again, we'll put you in with court security too, and they'll give you further directions in that regard. Darren Patterson's been appointed. We've got a court date, March 18, 8:00 in the morning by Zoom.
Yeah.
$500 OR bond. Anything else we need to address here, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
All right. No drugs or alcohol as conditions of your bond, Mr. Gale.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And again, if we can go ahead and put Mr. Gale in with court security too. That will be the conclusion of his proceedings in court today. Dylan Fellmeyer,
Yes, Your Honor.
Andy, is this right? He has 5 cases? All right, there are a number of matters before the court. State of Kansas versus Dylan Michael Fellmeyer. 22 CR 445, 22 CR 460, 22 CR 462, 22 CR 490, 23 CR 198, according to the court's docket sheet.
Hey, Your Honor. I have on today's docket case numbers 22 CR 490 and case numbers CR 20 or 23 CR 198. Those other dockets, I believe, are in front of another judge, Your Honor.
But right now they're in front of me.
Okay. My apologies, Your Honor.
And I appear to have a couple of bonds out of Sedgwick County. Perhaps, Mr. Canfield, you have a better idea why 5 cases involving the same individual are before the court today? Can you summarize for the court what his situation is?
Your Honor, it looks like in 22 CR 460, we are here for the last hearing was, I believe, there was a motion for judgment on bond issued. That is the first case, 22 CR 462. Again, motion for judgment on bond. 23 CR 198, I have listed as a first appearance, but there have been multiple appearances before, so that might be a warrant to show cause. 22 CR 445, also a warrant to show cause. And 490, I believe, is also a warrant to show cause, Your Honor. Why they were all set for today, I am not sure.
Well, I'm not either. All right, I guess we'll have to work through them one by one. We'll take 445 first. Post-conviction matter. Apparently it was Judge Satterfield's case. Conviction for possession of methamphetamine. It's an allegation in the file by Mr. Ketley. He failed to report as directed, failed to complete Senate Bill 123 treatment, warrant to show cause issued. Apparently there was a $1,500 bond requirement. That bond may have been posted as part of some huge aggregate bond that he posted out of Sedgwick County. It looks like he did. All right, do you have the financial resources to hire your own lawyer to represent you on any or all of these matters before the court, Mr. Fellmeyer?
I believe Judge or Counsel Josh Andrews was appointed to me, but I'm not 100% sure, Your Honor.
All right. In which case do you think Mr. Andrews has already been appointed to represent you, Mr. Fellmeyer?
The only ones I had on were the one I had in front of Judge Satterfield on January 5th, 2024 January 25th. I don't have an exact time, but, and then the stuff that was in front of Judge Webster, he was also appointing me or representing me. Correction, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, my notes show that Mr. Andrews appeared with the defendant in all cases except for 22 CR 445, which appears to be Mr. Watts.
Yeah, I've already been sentenced on 445. Mr. Canfield.
There appears to be a warrant to show cause alleging probation violation, which I can't tell has been heard.
Yeah.
But you're saying you already think you have a court date with Judge Satterfield on that?
I believe that's who they sent me a letter in the mail when I was in Sedgwick County Jail, Your Honor, and that's what they said, or that's what the letter said, and it gave me the Zoom login information. So,
For what day?
January 5th of 2024, Your Honor. I tried to call Miss Satterfield's secretary to confirm that yesterday, but I think they were at lunch at the time. And I'm currently in inpatient treatment, so I wasn't able to call after lunch.
January 5th is not her scheduled probation docket. It's actually this court's probation.
Okay. The only reason I can think is maybe because she was the sentencing judge on it.
Well,
Your Honor.
yes, that's why. It would be set with her generally. All right, moving on then. 460. That is set for hearing on the motion for judgment on bond January 8th at 9. That's something that's fairly independent of this. But I see a motion filed by Mr. Andrews to set aside the bench warrant and reinstate bond. No journal entry documenting the outcome. But I see that your Sedgwick County bond apparently contemplated that there was a hold out of Butler and there was a $6,000 bond established, which apparently you made as part of that huge aggregate bond that you posted over there. Yeah, Mr. Canfield, jump in here at any time. 460.
And Your Honor, this is my first time seeing all of these cases. I have no more information than the court at this point. I reached out to the front desk in my office to see if they have any information as to why all 5 were set today or any of the circumstances, but I apologize. I do not have any more information.
Okay, well, the last docket notes on this case are from September the 18th, and that was before the electronic system crashed. Motion to set aside warrant and reinstate bond was denied. Once judge announced that she was denying the motion and that the defendant was to turn himself in on the warrants, the defendant hung up and left the Zoom. Well, that didn't sound too good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell that anything has been done in the case since. So I don't understand where the bond came from.
Your Honor, my notes from that same date show that the court later found that the defendant failed to appear. He was ordered to turn himself in, but never did. My notes do not indicate whether a new warrant was issued at that hearing or not.
Okay, this is an unresolved case.
Attention, everybody in the dining room for group, in 4 minutes, please. Please go to the restroom, and so you'll have to keep getting up and leaving group. Thank you.
All right, I think I know what the status of that case is. 22 CR 462. There was an $8,000 bond posted on this. Apparently, there was an earlier bench warrant issued for failure to appear on August the 21st. Really the same notes essentially from September the 18th that were on the other case.
And that is what I have as well, Your Honor.
It's a domestic battery misdemeanor case, which apparently is still pending.
But like a weight, you know what I mean? Like a weight thing. I was fucking at this guy around this was like
Okay, I'm going to focus now on 22 CR 490. Another motion, looks like the same as in the other cases. Motion to set aside bench warrant and reinstate bond. Same notes. $11,000 bond was set and posted on this. I don't know how you made all these bonds, Mr. Fellmeyer.
Yes, Your Honor.
You know, the other thing I don't understand is this is your 10th court appearance on a misdemeanor case, and your case still isn't resolved. How does that happen?
I have no idea, Your Honor. Maybe I should seek different counsel.
I'm not sure it's your counsel's fault.
Yeah.
Apparently, that is another unresolved misdemeanor, this one violation of a protection order.
And that's CR 490, Your Honor.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Last and certainly not least, 23 CR 198. See a bench warrant bond forfeiture order there. $5,000 cash or surety bond requirement by Judge Crum. That was due to a failure to appear. But the court issued a bench warrant bond forfeiture order, $5,000 cash or surety. Anyway. Okay. This is a felony drug case, drug possession case. Defendant didn't show up for his evidentiary preliminary hearing on October the 11th. Apparently, this $5,000 is also included in the aggregate bond posted out of the 18th Judicial District. I'll be, in all candor, Mr. Fellmeyer, if these were my cases, you wouldn't have any bonds. You'd be in
Yes.
jail right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Chronic failures to appear in court are mind-blowing. And there's no progress that's being made on any of these cases. All right, Mr. Canfield, can you confirm as to whether there's any current court dates established on either one of the felony cases?
Your Honor, at this time, it does not look like we have anything set beyond today.
As I see, Mr. Fellmeyer, that you bonded out for only one date, and that was today's date. On all cases. So where did you get the idea that you had court on January the 5th? You say you got a letter?
Yes, Your Honor. I got a letter in Sedgwick County Jail. It said had court January 5th, and it was Sweeney was the DA and Satterfield was the judge on the case. But other than that, I don't have the hard copy of the letter with me. It's at my parents' house. So, Your Honor.
So where are you at right now?
I'm currently in inpatient treatment.
Where's that at?
Here in Wichita, Kansas. It's called Reflections, Your Honor. My apologies.
And where is the facility located? What's the address?
I believe it's up north Tobin, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't have the physical address on hand. I can get it if need be.
Well,
And Your Honor, I would note for the court, I've looked through everything in that case. I'm not seeing any letters that would have been sent to the defendant. Of course, with the systems being the way they are, I can't confirm that it was never sent, just that I'm not seeing it right now.
okay. Mandy, can you contact Judge Satterfield's office? There's nothing set. The calendar wouldn't reflect. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, the stark reality is apparently there were bonds at some point that were set by the judges presiding over these cases that incredibly Mr. Fellmeyer has made in the total aggregate amount. And maybe you've seen this document, Mr. Canfield, $31,500 in bonds. He apparently posted to get released out of Sedgwick County and was given today's date on all cases. The court will maintain him under those bonds pending further appearance. Unbelievable. All right. Back to square one.
Damn, boy, I went down there.
On Judge Satterfield's case, it involves a warrant to show cause. The date I have for Judge Satterfield for that docket is January 26th, 2024, 2:30 p.m. Fellmeyer, you are ordered to appear in person at the Butler County Judicial Center for that hearing. January 26, 2:30 p.m., Judge Satterfield's court.
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe there needs to be some commonality in representation here. So the court will appoint Joshua Andrews to represent you in that case. January 26, 2:30, with Joshua Andrews as counsel. Bond as previously stated. On the possession of methamphetamine case. It obviously doesn't have the same status as the other one. This is a pending case, unresolved, in Judge Crumb's court. Court date I have for Judge Crumb is February 12, 2024, 2:30 p.m. So you've got another court date on a felony case with Judge Crumb on that date. Mr. Fellmeyer, February 12, 2024, 2:30 p.m. Joshua Andrews.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was appointed in that case, and he remains your attorney. Is your understanding that Mr. Andrews was your attorney on all of the misdemeanor cases before Judge Webster?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, I will, on each of the three pending misdemeanors, 22 CR 462, 22 CR 490, 22 CR 460, court establishes that Joshua Andrews will be appointed as his counsel in each of those cases. I think that if there was going to be some sort of comprehensive resolution of all of these matters, it would have happened by now. So I'm going to reassign these cases to this court. I want to see some progress being made on these for disposition, Mr. Fellmeyer. I don't see any progress being made. There appears to be some classic foot dragging going on here, and it's going to stop. One way or the other, we're going to get these cases resolved. We need to send them for trial. We'll send them for trial. But I'm going to reassign all of the misdemeanor cases to my court and establish yet a third court date for Mr. Fellmeyer. And you will appear at the Butler County Judicial Center in El Dorado, Kansas for all of this court proceedings.
Yes, Your Honor.
Appear from some supposed treatment center in Wichita for court. You're going to be in person from now on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Friday, January 12th. Thinking about 11 o'clock, Mandy. I'm going to have my assistant check the calendar to make sure that that date's available. $11. Fellmeyer, your appearance on these three misdemeanors will be before this court Friday, January 12th at 11. Now you've got three court dates. Bummer, but that's the situation you find yourself. And again,
Yes,
the January 12th proceedings must be done here at the Butler County Judicial Center.
Yes,
In
Your
fact,
Honor.
I'm ordering you to appear at the Judicial Center on all cases that we've set today. No more remoteness.
Yes, Your Honor.
When are you expected to complete your program?
28 days, Your Honor. I just did my intake yesterday.
You're going to
And I
have to
have
get passes. to
Yeah,
attend.
they provide transportation, Your Honor. So
All right. Shouldn't be an excuse then for you not appearing.
yes, Your Honor.
Friday, January 12 is the next time in this court. Did you get all your court dates written down, Mr. Feldmeyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Would you like for me to repeat them back to you?
Yes.
Okay. In person, January 26th at 2:30 and Judge Satterfield's, Josh Andrews is representing me. In person, CR 198, February 12th, 2:30 p.m. in front of Judge Crum. Josh Andrews is representing me. And Friday, January 12th, 11 a.m. in person in front of you. And is Josh Andrews representing me on that case, these 3 cases as well, Your Honor?
He is.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Then we'll see you 11 a.m. Friday, January 12, with you appearing at the Judicial Center here in El Dorado, Kansas.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Got attorneys appointed in all cases. The bond situation is probably situated by this aggregate bond out of Sedgwick County, and I think all 5 case numbers are contemplated here, Mr. Canfield. And we've got court dates set on all of the matters. So is there anything else we need to address on Mr. Feldmeyer at this time, Mr. Canfield?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Any questions about what we've done here today, Mr. Feldmeyer?
No, Your Honor, you answered them all. Thank you.
Very well. And if there's nothing further, all of the Feldmeyer matters will currently be in recess. To my understanding, Mr. Canfield, this concludes the docket. Do you agree?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. The docket is concluded. Mandy, you may end the meeting for all at this time.